a A, B, C, D to follow to understand if someone is showing symptoms of dementia. So A, which is difficulty, activity of daily living. If you can see that, you know, in terms of cooking, like they're putting too much salt or like everything has changed, like don't know which channel to watch a Chinese show and all. I think these are daily tasks that it's perfectly normal and easy for anyone, but for people with signs of dementia, it will occur lah. Behavioral issues, like I mean, because of the memory stuff and all, they start to feel a bit more withdrawn, not socializing, not as happy-go-lucky as before. These are signs that I mean, not everyone who suddenly become a bit more withdrawn is a dementia case lah. So I think all this is still better to get seek proper advice. Yeah, but it can be one of the sign. Yeah. So C, which is cognition. So if let's say you tell them like 1, 2, 3, and 1 minute later they cannot remember 1, 2, 3, then yeah, that is a huge sign lah. And disorientation, which is D. Yeah. So if let's say this person used to always frequent Orchard Road and suddenly they don't even know where Orchard Ion is, then that can be some kind of a issue. So how can we help in this kind of situation? Of course, we need to keep a lookout, you know, of people who are showing all this A, B, C, D. When you see something like that, it's always better to be patient and go with a simple question like, okay, can I help you? Is everything fine? Talk slowly and communicate like patiently, because anything else may just, you know, set them into a confusion state and all, which yeah is like setting oil on fire. Yeah. Then try to notice their needs and offer the help. Some from my understanding, there are some of them who has like maybe the telephone numbers and things like that with them. Yeah, and also they might have this Dementia Friends App that can help out also. So for that, I will share a bit more later on. Yeah. Also, you can dial for help lah. So basically, you can bring them to the go-to point, which can is actually shown in the Dementia app also. Or if they carry the tag with their next of kin number and all, you can actually reach out to them. Or I mean, if nothing works, then just 999. I think that is the last resort lah. Yeah. Okay, so Singapore, we are actually going into this dementia, doing this dementia friendly SG initiative. Yeah. So of course it's to create some awareness of people with dementia and how to you know, try to make them still be part of society instead of like, oh really, like don't get involved with them and all. Some of the pointers that the government has been sharing is that to avoid and lowering the risk of dementia, there's like things that you can do, like exercising regularly, because exercise actually increases your endorphins output into your body, which is happy cells and recovery cells and so on. So these are actually good stuff. Yeah. Healthy diet, balanced diet is definitely very important. I mean, people always say you are what you eat. So yeah, that's one very important aspect. Social life, that is very important, especially during this period with all this circuit breaker and so on. Try to still, you know, weekly, you know, have some social gatherings and so on. Like for myself, I try to have weekly catch up with my friends, and also maybe weekly catch up with my colleagues, just to still keep myself in the mind that, you know, I'm still part of a society, I'm still part of a country, and I'm not just someone confined into this small space. Yeah. And actually, one very good technique to lower the risk is actually to challenge your brain to continue um, activating your brain cells and all. Like there are so many, there are like 1,001 games that you can download from the App Store for you to play those kind of like brain games and so on. So those are actually very good stuff to keep your mind very healthy lah. Yeah, if not like some card games and all. Of course, I'm not advocating gambling or whatsoever, but yeah, those are still good things to keep your mind really active lah. Yeah. On top of talking about the patient and talking about how to prevent, I think one keynote is the caregivers also. That is definite. Those I mean, caregivers are actually a very important part of this whole circle, and caregivers need to care for themselves also, or people need to care for caregivers also. Yeah. So in terms of, if let's say you are a caregiver and all, you must remember that you need to care for yourself. I mean, if you can't care for yourself, you can't care for others lah. That's the simpler message lah. Yeah. Open yourself to help. There are a lot of organizations out there. One that I know of is Caregiver Alliance, like CAL. Basically, they can give you like free training or sponsored trainings to learn how to care for people while caring for yourself. There are meditation classes and stuff like that. So that brings me to preparing yourself for caregiving. You know, engage in all this organization, learn from them. It's extremely helpful. In fact, I myself, I've gone through a caregiver course before, and it taught me about, you know, mindfulness, you know, sitting down and appreciating the environment without anything and so on. These are actually very, very powerful stuff, which it has changed my life, changed my perspective, and I'm sure it will be good for all, like all you guys, like if you're a caregiver. Yeah. And lastly is empowering yourself. I mean, you need to embrace yourself and understand that, okay, you're doing this, it's a good thing, it's a very positive thing, and, you know, just focus on things that you can well control, and do not over stress about like things that you cannot control, because no matter what, things that you can't control cannot be changed. Yeah. So now I will move on to sharing on the Dementia Friends app. So just give me a short while. Okay. Yeah. So Dementia Friends app is basically easily downloadable on your App Store or your Google Play and so on. Later on, I can do a quick showcase on how do you actually get there. Yeah. The interesting part about this app is basically to give support for all the caregivers. Like by downloading it, you can have a lot of information and guides, which I will share a bit more later on. There's also like a mini social media within the app itself, so you can get yourself in touch with more people and so on that might be in the same state as you, so that, you know, you can share with each other and get to know and understand how things are being done. Yeah. So with this app, you get all the most updated news, events, trainings, and so on. All the information. This is very important. I mean, I'm sure if you watch CNA or whatsoever, you don't get all this kind of news. So this is actually a lot more targeted. Yeah, and it's better in that sense. Yeah. The interesting part is it also have all this like Dementia Friends, like the lost page and so on. yeah, when I actually looked through the app, I think few days back there were two elderlies who had dementia who were actually lost, and very thankfully and gladfully, this morning I saw a notification that they are actually found. So yeah, it's very heartwarming to see all these things and how this app can actually help to advertise lah. I'm not advertise is a bad word, but yeah, to spread the message that someone is lost. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, as I mentioned, within the app itself, it can show who is lost, where he was last seen, and probably like they can put information like what they were wearing and so on. Okay. Yeah. So access informations and so on. Yeah. So yeah, this is a, a good example of how this app actually help family to actually find back the lost loved ones lah. Yeah, and it's actually yeah, I mean in this slide it shows that it's a app developed by our NYP students together with AIC, and yeah, it won a great award. Okay, so yeah, as Ernest had mentioned earlier on, yeah, you can stay updated on this Facebook page and so on. Yeah. Okay, I'm actually at the last slide. Okay, so actually to download this app, okay, I shall stop share. You are able to see my video, right? It's actually a very, I'll do a live demo straight from my phone. So yeah, it's more simpler lah to look at it that way. Okay, so I have downloaded the Dementia Friends app. I mean, this is basically straightforward. You go to the App Store or you go to the Google Play and so on. If you type in Dementia Friends, you will see that and then just download it. When you first log in fact, they will ask you about your profile and stuff like that. Yeah, so once you are in your profile and all, you will actually key in your name, your contact number, your mobile number, and so on. And then you can actually register yourself. And it's actually quite straightforward. Once you have registered yourself, you will just come into this main page. Yeah, I hope you all can see my screen. It's not too bright. Hang on, let me brighten my screen. Sorry. Yeah, slightly better. Yeah. So once you have actually registered and so on, you actually come to this main page. So this page itself will show you yeah, most of the high level news and so on. Then when you click here, yeah, so I mean you can actually go in and you can upload like pictures and so on. If let's say you have a loved one with dementia who's lost lah and missing, yeah. So yeah, lending a helping hand. So as I said, a few days back, I saw two, but now there's only one. And yeah, basically this will be shown to whoever who has the app. And if they click in, they can see all the information. Then this one will have all the go-to points. So if let's say you spot someone with the ABCD, or you need certain helps and so on, yeah, there's a lot of spots down here. So you can just pick which you need to go to. Yeah. And yeah, you can see there's like guidebooks and so on. T's and C's, yeah. So basically, that's it. It's a relatively simple to use app. The registration is very simple. And once you register, they will give you this OTP. You put it in, you are good to go. Yeah, whenever you log in, whenever you open the page, you don't really need to, for example, some apps needs to sign on or whatsoever, right? For this one, it's actually quite straightforward. You type, you go in. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's about it. Any question and so on, I think I would like to open to the ground for Q&A.
Okay, thanks, Keith. I think before we go to the questions, we'll show two videos from AIC that they'd like us to share with the group. So we just go to the video and then we'll proceed to Q&A after that, right? Okay, so right now we'll be sharing two videos from AIC. AIC is the Agency for Integrated Care. They're under MOH. So they're looking at interagency and the coordination of medical services in Singapore. So one of the areas that they look at is dementia. So these two videos that they have shared with us. So it's about handling or interacting with persons with dementia in two settings, one in the F&B setting and one in the retail setting. Right, so we'll take a look at these two videos right now.
Where is my home? How did I end up here? Where am I supposed to go? Do you know where my home is? I want to go home. Can you take me home?
Uncle, I don't know where your home is. Do you have an address with you? Address?
Oh, I'm meeting my daughter here for lunch.
Uncle, are you ready to order yet? You've been waiting for some time.
Not yet. My daughter will be here soon.
Okay, no problem. Uncle, don't worry. Should I give your daughter a call?
I told you already. She's going to be here soon. I'm meeting her at home for lunch.
Uncle, it's late. Would you like some help?
Where am I? This is not my home. I want to go home. Can you take me home?
Uncle, don't worry. I'll do my best to help you. What is your name?
Sam.
Uncle Sam, do you know your address?
I'm not sure.
Do you have your IC? Oh, can I take a look at this? Thank you.
I walked into the right restaurant today.
Hi, your father has been at our restaurant for a few hours. Okay, thank you. Bye. Uncle, your daughter is on the way. You must be hungry. Hold on for a while. Here, have something to eat while you wait.
It may not be my home, but it's nice to be around people who care.
What should you do if you come across a person who may have signs of dementia? Keep a lookout for people showing signs of dementia. Often, persons living with dementia have difficulties performing daily activities. They may appear withdrawn or easily upset and may have difficulty remembering recent events. They may also struggle with reasoning and judgment and can lose their way in familiar places. Interact with patients, be friendly, and provide reassurance that you are there to help them. Notice their needs. Ask them for their identification, such as their NRIC or their next of kin's contact details. Call the next of kin or bring them to the nearest go-to point. Locate the nearest go-to point using the Dementia Friends App. It may be challenging trying to communicate with a person living with dementia. Remember to use clear and simple language when speaking to them. Acknowledge their concerns and be prepared to spend more time with them. Be respectful, use a friendly voice, and give them time to think and respond. Engage with them to provide assurance that you are there to help them. If you would like to learn about dementia or help to keep a lookout for missing seniors, sign up as a dementia friend via the app today.
Okay, so that was the first video on interacting with dementia patients in one setting. Now we'll look at another setting, in a retail setting this time.
Every day is a struggle.
Hey auntie, going shopping?
Sometimes I don't recognize people. I don't know this place. I don't remember what I'm supposed to do.
Hi, auntie. May I help you?
Oh, I need cough medicine for my grandson.
Okay, it's this side. Yeah. It's all here. How old is your grandson?
It seems like the days never end. I just keep wondering what I have to do.
Hi, auntie. You're back again?
I need to buy cough syrup for my grandson. Where is it?
You already bought a cough syrup.
And I can't even do the small things right. Why did you drop the bottle? I need it for my grandson.
I understand. Come. Would you like to take a seat first?
Today, there was someone who was kind to me.
Hello?
He may not
Yes.
know how it feels like to be me.
Okay, we'll see you. Bye-bye. Auntie, your son just called. Your son is coming to pick you up.
Okay. But he made my day a little better.
What should you do if you come across a person who may have signs of dementia? Keep a lookout for people showing signs of dementia. Often, persons living with dementia have difficulties performing daily activities. They may appear withdrawn or easily upset and may have difficulty remembering recent events. They may also struggle with reasoning and judgment and can lose their way in familiar places. Interact with patients, be friendly, and provide reassurance that you are there to help them. Notice their needs. Ask them for their identification, such as their NRIC or their next of kin's contact details. Call the next of kin or bring them to the nearest go-to point. Locate the nearest go-to point using the Dementia Friends App. It may be challenging trying to communicate with a person living with dementia. Remember to use clear and simple language when speaking to them. Acknowledge their concerns and be prepared to spend more time with them. Be respectful, use a friendly voice, and give them time to think and respond. Engage with them to provide assurance that you are there to help them. If you would like to learn about dementia or help to keep a lookout for missing seniors, sign up as a dementia friend via the app today.
Okay, so you have just watched two videos from AIC about interacting with people with dementia and how it's important for us to be patient when interacting with them, and also to try our best to see whether we can get in contact with their next of kin, or if not, to bring them to a dementia go-to point where there'll be staff available who are trained to help interact and bring them home and even contact the next of kin. So now we'll proceed on to the Q&A segment. But before that, we'll need your help to complete a short survey at the same time as well. So give me 1 second while I bring up the slide. Okay, so this is the survey for today. Please, you may scan the QR code on the screen here. Alternatively, you may go to your phone or computer and go to go.gov.sg/SNT-feedback. Then proceed to choose seniors and select today's date, which is the 30th of September. And under the program, please enter DFA and just answer a few questions, and you'll be done with the survey. So now we'll go into the Q&A segment. So I see that there's someone who have already asked a question. So from Francis, he was asking, do we first bring a lost elderly or senior to a go-to point first? So I can share that from what Keith has shared, and also from the video, so we can see that what we can do is to ask some questions to this senior to clarify whether he's really lost or need directions, or whether he need any help. So if you ascertain or you feel that this person might have dementia, you can then ask more probing questions like whether they have any next of kin or contact person that we can help to contact. So that can be the first step that we take before. So if the person does not know where they are or do not have any next of kin that they can contact, then through this app, you'll then be able to see where the nearby go-to points that you can bring this senior to. So just to also share that this afternoon when I was out for lunch just now, I was at the MRT station at Redhill. So as some of you may know, Redhill and Bukit Merah is one of the towns in Singapore where there's a high population of seniors. So what the government is doing is that in these areas, they're starting to roll out more go-to points like MRT stations, community clubs, even McDonald's, if I'm not wrong, where there are these 24/7 places that members of public can bring seniors with dementia there for them to rest while the staff will handle them and try to contact the next of kin. So that's one step that we can take. So alternatively, if you feel that the life or this senior is in danger or is at stake, then you can contact the police as a last resort, or even bring them to a police post nearby. So they're trained to handle such cases as well. But as much as possible, we should not try to contact the police first. We should try our best to help out as much as we can first. Only then, if we feel that it's not possible, or we are not sure, then you may then proceed to contact the police to assist us. Yep. So I hope that answers your question, Francis. Okay, so aside from that, are there any questions that you all may have? It could be regarding how to use the app or anything about this Dementia Friends program. So feel free to type them in the Q&A section, or if you want to ask your question over the mic as well, you can also feel free to raise your hand and we will proceed to unmute your mic to ask the question. If you have no questions, we will need your help to complete this short survey on the screen. Okay. Also, I think in the meantime, while waiting for questions, I will also share with you some of the programs that we have next week and also tomorrow also. So for tomorrow, we will be having another session of our Copy Talk session, which is a session to help simplify some tech concepts like AI and autonomous vehicles. So tomorrow we'll be looking at a topic of how the government is using AI to keep swimming pools safe. So there's some technology you may have heard on the news where they can detect drowning. So this kind of technology is to help complement the lifeguards in the pool, because sometimes it may be very hard to spot or find people who are drowning because they may appear calm or they may not struggle as much as what you see on TV. So with this technology, they'll be able to pinpoint some of these cases, and also for us to help these people who are drowning as well. So for next week, next Wednesday, we'll be having a Live Smart series. So this series looks at non-government apps or services. We'll be looking at how we can enjoy free music services on your smartphone. So if you're keen to find out more from these two sessions, please register with us on our Smart Nation website, or you can even scan this QR code below on this screen to register for them. Okay, seems that we have no further questions from today's session. So I hope that this session has been informative for everyone, and hope that you were able to take away some information about what dementia is, how to spot symptoms of dementia, and what are the steps that we can take to help members of the public with dementia who are lost, need to find their way home. So thank you, Keith, for your informative sharing today. And thank you everyone for taking your time off to participate and join us for this session. All right. If there are no further questions, you may proceed to leave this room. And if you have any questions, please feel free to stay behind as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Keith.